rolling.
Okay. Welcome everyone to the January 16th Sewer Advisory Committee meeting. We're going to start out with the storage building update.
Can I move to approve the SAC minutes?
Oh, are we going to do that ahead of time? Okay.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes.
I don't even see it on there.
Now we're going to go to the storage building update.
All right. It has been a long time. So since the last time, the storage building, the contract has been signed for the roofing. The underlayment is on and we're awaiting the delivery of the metal sheeting. We have contractor for the roll-up door has been determined and we're working on the contract. Currently we're receiving bids for the drywall installation. We have purchased the electrical components and we're awaiting the completion of the roof for electrical install. That is for the roof. I mean the storage building. And then we have
When do you think it'll be done?
the year.
Another.
I hope
We
this
don't want to
year-
rush it too much, you know.
There was a lot of projects that took place at the end of the year, and they just all happened at once. And it kind of put this one on hold, with the truck scale and the MBR kind of coming to a head all at once. And so really, this is going to be the year.
Great. By the end of the year.
Yeah, we're moving forward on all
year of
all
storage.
forces.
The
all forces.
Seahawks keep saying this is
Oh, they've repeated a couple times, playoffs. But
Well, we did rebuild the team down there, so.
That's right.
Well,
It's a young team.
Didn't you have a piece of equipment in there anyway? Wasn't there something sitting in there over the winter?
That was the actual scales.
Oh,
That was the scale system,
Okay.
yeah.
all right. Good. All right, so moving on to your MER replacement.
So the MBR replacement has been completed. It was completed on schedule at the end of November, and we are just awaiting the final O&M manual on that project.
What about the scales? Tell them what you told me about the scales, how the loads are going up.
Oh, yeah.
That's
And how
all.
good it is.
Yeah, how are the scales doing?
So they've really been, for December, it's kind of easy now. There was a lot of extra work that had to go into calculating and just estimating your percent solids and gallons and constantly. And so now we have a cutoff point. And so for every haul in December, we're right at, for 4 hauls, speaking of tons, for the 4 hauls combined, there was just a difference in 500 pounds between all of the loads. So they were all 26 tons and change. So it was really accurate. I think the closest one was like 28 pounds difference.
So at
on a haul.
about 225, 230 pounds, you're within 500 pounds equipment scale versus what the carrier.
Out of all 4 loads
Yeah,
together. One of them, like the closest one was
Yeah.
28 pounds.
yeah,
So it's pretty good. It's almost taken all the thought out of.
yeah. But it also ensures that the facility is only paying for disposal of what we're actually.
Or it doesn't go over,
Mhm.
which is
Or
another
just go over and then
problem.
we have
Mhm.
to have it removed on the side of the road, which is extremely expensive.
Or go under, which is also an extra, we have a
Yeah.
minimum load fee too, if you underload it. It was a little bit of hassle just in the short time I was there, trying to get
Just to get those right.
just to get it right on, yeah.
Mhm.
And you don't know what you can produce and what your stuff produces, but at the trailers, there's a couple different trailers that are different weights, whether they have the tarp on there or cut off, and then different weather conditions, there's solids left in the trailer. So you don't realize that when you're trying to put out 26 tons, that they already have a couple in there that are frozen to the bottom, so they're overloaded, and so that was another issue with it.
Well, do you hose them out or anything in between, or not
No,
so
they
much?
just empty them and bring them right back.
Mhm.
How do they work that if you take off with 20 tons but it's pouring down rain and they're traveling more to Eastern Washington?
So, yeah,
So how do you deal with the extra weight for the rain saturation now?
Yeah, the rain, the rain wouldn't make up that much, but we were kind of, our worry was overloaded and underloaded, because there is definitely guaranteed extra there. And when they weigh the scale and empty, or when they weigh the load and empty it, you know, we're only getting charged for whatever was removed. So if there's extra in it, we don't pay for it in that respect. But yeah, if they go to sit, it's usually a straight shot, and they sit and wait for the scale to open and then weigh it. So it's not that bad.
Well, congratulations. That's
Yeah.
great. Takes care of one of the worries.
Yeah, it did. It took care of it a lot, actually.
Mhm.
Wish Randy would have done something like that.
Or at least got it started.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well. Onward home.
We can blame the storage building on Randy.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we have a new NPDES permit that took effect January 1st. There is a little additional testing, and there's a couple more reports each year. We have an annual and a quarterly on the new permit. And during this permit cycle, we'll need an engineering assessment, because this permit cycle, we need to submit an O&M manual of the plant process during this permit cycle.
Who does that?
That would be a professional service agreement with whichever engineering firm that we choose. And we
Have you
a
chosen one yet?
No, we have a 5-year window for that.
Oh, I see.
But we also, don't we have one for the outfall also? Some kind of
An inspection of the outfall,
Oh.
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we have the 2019 CIP projects. So the CIP Sharples maintenance and repair, since the previous rebuild, the Sharples only has 9,000 hours. Historically, it's been rebuilt at 40,000 hours. The machine itself is not in need of repairs. The control panel is no longer supported by Alfa Laval, although replacement of the panel is not requested due to the $70,000 cost. Full replacement of the Sharples is set for 2024. We currently have it disassembled just for a deep clean, but it's fully functional, and since the screw presses came online, it's almost got no use. So.
And where's the Sharples?
Sharples?
In the
Dewatering?
same, in the same dewatering building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was installed in 1998.
Sits way back to the left.
Really?
Yeah, it's working pretty good. It spin freely, and so we took it apart and we're cleaning it up, and we're gonna pass on the maintenance repair on that.
How much does it cost to replace it?
So to replacement, it's scheduled for, I think, $980,000.
Wow, that's a lot.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
And, you know, there's, I'm assuming there would be an upgraded model or version of, or some kind of different type but to spend, you know, $70,000 on it right now for a new panel, or $45,000 on it when it's really still functioning good and hasn't got a lot of hours due to the screw press, it would just kind of be a waste.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just a backup right now, basically.
Mhm. I like its name, Sharples.
Yeah, Sharples.
It's a great name. Yeah.
Maybe we can take it and make orange juice.
Oh, jeez.
Or lemonade.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Lemonade.
And then we have the CIP exterior coatings on the truck bay overhead for dewatering floor and structural there. And currently I've been reaching out for bids and have had one site visit. And so far, that's all I've got so far is one site visit. So that's the only update on that. And the CIP CAS engineering assessment, we do have an engineer, and the engineer site visit scheduled for March 13th of this year.
And who's the firm?
Mead and Hunt.
Where are they out of?
Seattle. They're a large firm. They have offices on the West Coast,
Don't they make
Colorado.
Tupperware?
I think their main office is in Colorado. Yeah.
I'm thinking Made in Form or something.
They're like an HDR, CH2M Hill, Grain Osborne. Anything else, Marty?
Nope, I just wanted to bring up the storage building we're still under budget and looking good on that. And like I said, everything is in play for that thing to be rolling forward, just kind of waiting on the roof. But that is all I got.
Thank you.
I have some, so since we had our last meeting, we did have our audit from the state. And I know that I passed these on to your finance manager, and I'm going to give a copy to you. Just want to go over this real quick. The reports are what they are. We had a clean audit for the reclamation facility. There was one thing that they did make a recommendation on. If you folks remember, when we did our last interlocal agreement, we created the reclamation facility as its own entity. And so it was in the auditor's opinion, it was a recommendation. Now, this was not a finding, this was not a management letter or anything, it was just recommendations they made, that we enter into a new master contract usage agreement with the state for Department of Enterprise Services for the purchase of vehicles or any contracts through the state. And also that we retitle the vehicles down there in the name of the South Kitsap Water Reclamation Facility. And that has all been taken care of. The 3 vehicles, the pickup truck, the Escape, and the dump truck that was purchased in 2018 has been retitled to the South Kitsap Water Reclamation Facility. And South Kitsap Water Reclamation Facility has its own MUCA contract with Department of Enterprise Services now. So that's all been cleaned up. So, just a little housekeeping on what we did. So, that's it.
Great.
We're looking forward to another audit in a couple of years, which is, the costs are gonna be in here, they're astronomical, but.
How much did you budget?
This one, I think for the square foot was 13,000.
Yeah, and I think it's going up to.
Actually got away with murder for
15.
13.
That's 13 for that one, then we had our own,
Yeah.
you know, and on top of that. And then they're gonna go up again, and of course, you know, it's the way life is.
So, yeah, in
right.
this is the accountability report, and then there's the financial report for the facility. So you folks have all the information that, that you could possibly want on the financials for that, so.
Great.
Yeah, very good audit.
It's always good to hear. Thank you.
We
They brought up 3.
Got a little concerned, we had 3
Yeah.
auditors there,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, what are they
Yeah.
finding? But I think
How deep are they gonna dig?
they had to do some searching, so that's what they come up with.
Huh.
This little thing about establishing an account for the squirt.
They had to have something, I think, you know.
They might not have seen a water reclamation facility before.
Well, some of it, you never know if it's, they're looking for something from other entities, you know, cities and districts. Yeah, some of them don't run it as well as they should, and, you know, so they got those pin areas where they look real fine to see if it, you know, you're making the same mistakes that they have found in other entities, and so, you know, and then on top of that, sometimes I think it's training too for the new people coming on board. And that's what it
Yeah.
would have kind of guessed, if I had to guess, they had, some of the people were real young. Of course, the older I get, the younger they look, so, you know, but I don't know. In my opinion, they were doing some training, probably. But, you know, it's just a guess. But also, they, like I say, they go real hard on whatever they can find in some other place to see. But they went through and they asked for a lot of information and got delivered to them in a timely manner and got them out of there, so.
I think part of it, I think still lingers is the fact they missed that double payment every year for how many years?
Years, yeah.
Even though, you know, we found it,
Yeah.
and I'm sure they, somewhere along the line, they had to look in the mirror, like, how
Yeah.
did we miss basically $250,000 extra
Right.
Yeah,
payment
it was a lot
year?
of money.
Yeah, so, but in general, you know, they were pleased with the way the information was delivered, and when they asked for something, they got it with a very timely manner, so we can get them out of there so we don't cost us any more, so everything went real well.
Wonderful. Okay, is there anything else, or is this gonna be a very short meeting?
Next
Yeah.
meeting?
Yeah.
Next
You have to
meeting,
take a time.
April 17th, every 2 months about, right? Is that what we're thinking?
April 17th or 16th?
Let's peek and see.
Yes.
Let's peek and see.
17.
I wasn't, for the record, I wasn't questioning Councilmember Zuccarelli.
Okay, and it says Squirf, 6:30, and actually over there are cookies.
Yes.
We go all out.
I know.
I don't think she's hitting Marty.
No, like.
But hey, at least
Yeah,
good.
Marty, it's
Chex
you're up,
Mix.
you know.
This is really good.
Isn't
There's
it?
hardly any salt,
Yeah,
which is good.
it's one of the lower salt chips.
April 17th.
Yes.
We could probably have
Anything
a
else for the good of
breakfast.
the order? Not really.
Everything's going good.
So
Yes, it's nice.
I did miss because Marty was like jumping right into it, like Tasmanian Devil. Who seconded the opening of the meeting?
I think I did.
Yes.
Was it you, Fred?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the SAC meeting's on April 17th.
6:30.
17:6:30.
Squirf. Okay. Well, then we adjourn. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Whoa, 6:48.
I know, it
Oh
took us
my
longer to all get up, get here.
Our board meeting's down to a